Hello, 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 and welcome to Larger Curves today. Hey y'all, hey. Um it's Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves today. I hope you're smashing buttons on the way in. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video, okay? And I want to talk about it. I'm going to drop this link already because I have a good hour to spend with you guys. And so if you want to come up and talk to me about what everybody is talking about today, which is Roe v. Wade being overturned from the 1973 act that allowed abortion to happen. And I just wanted to talk about it because I woke up to the news that SCOTUS has been busy, y'all. SCOTUS, you know what SCOTUS stands for? No, it's not Hillary Clinton's old position. Aaron D. What's good? Aaron D's in the house. Hello, beautiful. Thank you for popping into Larger Curves today. Aaron, my girl, well, we're in a group chat over there on the Instagram. So thank you for popping in today, Aaron. Where are you? That's right. That's right. Aaron's in the house. Hey, so we're talking about Roe v. Wade and everything that happened today. I love you too. Oh, sharing you on Twitter. No way. I appreciate that. Right on. I appreciate that, Aaron. We're talking about Roe v. Wade being overturned. Leave a 1 in the chat if you're pro-life. Leave a 2 in the chat if you're pro-choice. I'm just trying to get a gauge here for what the people are doing because it kind of feels like the country is split down the middle. Like when Monique and Candace had a fight. Did she deserve it or did she not deserve it? Do women have the right to choose or do women not have the right to choose? Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. Because in my humble opinion, SCOTUS has been very busy. Supreme Court of the United States. SCOTUS is the acronym. Yeah, your heart is broken. Pro-choice. I'm all about personal sovereignty. Personal sovereignty should be where it starts and where it ends. If you have personal sovereignty, that means that what your personal belief is what's about to happen over your person. We don't need men in skin suits and black robes deciding what happens in our wombs. But since SCOTUS has females on it, as it turns out, we don't need women in robes determining what happens to another woman's womb either, unless she's going to babysit, unless she's going to chip in on raising the baby, unless she's going to give you your mental health days off that you're going to need because now you have to have a baby. Erin says she's Irish Catholic, but have heard stories from her mother before Roe v. Wade. And what she saw, it was horrible. Yes. I was telling my mom, I was like, oh, we better open up a coat hanger factory, the wire ones. We need to go. They don't even sell wire hangers no more, y'all. Could this have been a conspiracy from the beginning? They stopped selling wire hangers, and now they overturned Roe v. Wade. So the way that it used to happen used to be a wire hanger in the back alley or something, they used to say. They're going to start selling new kits with wire hangers, flashlights, and magnifying glasses because you're putting women in a corner. Now, you guys know I'm going to tell on myself. I run and tell that. I even teach my kids, don't let nobody have nothing over you that they can use and try to have some control over you. Tell on yourself. So I'm going to tell on myself, y'all. Your girl Larger was over there on the Lead Attorney's channel this morning. I love the Lead Attorney. Shout out to the Lead Attorney. I was just over on his channel, and he's very pro-man, and he's divorce attorney, and he's all about, the men always get trapped or whatever. I don't know if he ever actually said that, but he's seen some cases where the the men end up in a situation because of women. And so he, is a divorce attorney, 20 years experience or whatever. And so I went over on his live to see what the men were saying about the stuff. Because I really feel like if men are going to talk about it, they need to be equally responsible. Okay. And to me, Roe v. Wade makes women a criminal for an act a man participated in with the woman. So how all of a sudden is it only the woman who's bearing the responsibility of being a criminal for having sex with the man and getting pregnant? Now, what the lead attorney told me is, oh, Ebony's in the house. Oh, awesome. Thanks for popping in, Ebony. The more, the merrier over here on Larger Curves. Thank you for coming, Ebony. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's all love over here. But the Supreme Court doesn't love our wombs. They think they need to be all up in there, up in the wombs, you guys. And I just don't agree with it. Okay, I'm going to tell you what the lead attorney told me. He's like, well, the woman made the decision to open her legs 100%. So it's 100% her responsibility, yes, because she made the 100% decision to open her legs. So she's responsible. Because if a man opens a woman's legs without her consent, we call that the R word, right? So I don't agree with that. I feel like if you're going to make women a criminal for coming into a sexual act, laying down with a man, I agree, Ebony. Our civil rights are diminishing right before our eyes, and it's frightening. Yeah, they're going back. They want us all in powdered wigs and culottes with slight heels on our shoe and rouge on our cheeks. They want that. We're going back to colonial days, and we already know how I feel about colonialism. We need to decolonize, you guys, not more colonize. We need to decolonize, and this is basically colonizing our wombs, because you're forcing women to do something with their wombs that they might not actually feel like doing. Right? I really want to know, how do you guys feel about it? I'm so torn. I don't feel like, okay, so if a man is going to say, oh, you have to have a baby because the baby is a fetus and the fetus is life, and you killing a baby inside your womb before a certain amount of months is murder, and so you're going to be held criminally responsible for doing with your womb what you needed to do. Simultaneously making it okay for currently alive people, like people with full breath in their body, in a body that's completely under their whole, they're not dependent on a womb. They're not dependent on an umbilical cord. They're not dependent on placenta. They're not dependent on the mother taking care of herself in order for that fetus to survive. They're totally out of the fetus. They're living their best life. They're walking around the streets, and those lives aren't cared for. People don't care for whole grown people. We just saw what happened at Uvalde. People don't care for little kids, but all of a sudden an unborn fetus is so important that you're going to make a woman a criminal if she decides that her life doesn't need a baby right now. Because the man doesn't get to decide all of that, even though some men do pay and they're like, go take care of that or whatever. It's really totally still up to the woman. But the men should still have responsibility. I think that somebody said if child support started at contraception, not contraception, at conception, sorry, contraception and conception, very similar words. But if the child support started at conception, then maybe that would dissuade men from going and making women pregnant. and then the woman wouldn't have to have an abortion. What do you think about that? But then again, you'd have to still find that man, and after you find out that you're pregnant, you'd still have to go back and find the man to get him on the hook for that. I'm live. You hear me? Oh, you just go on YouTube to my YouTube channel at Larger Curves. I love you. Peace. That was my mama. She said I should go live about this because she was very upset about this. Now, my mom, she's a woman of a certain age. She's in her 70s. And so she was alive for the entire trial of Roe v. Wade. And so she knows that she's heard the stories about the back alley abortions. She thought I was so wrong when I said we need to open up a coat hanger factory with the metal hangers, because to her it was too soon for a joke like that because of the things that she used to hear back in the day. But like I said, I feel like we don't need these men and women of the Supreme Court using their power to force citizens into situations that are not in their best interests. Case in point. Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. Real Housewives of Atlanta currently has a housewife that was an Olympic star, and she chose to delete a baby so that she could perform at the Olympics because that was her choice for her life, because a baby would have not, went with her goals. And that might sound selfish to some people, but the baby wasn't here yet to be a factor. So she kept it that way. And that was her right because she had personal sovereignty over her being. Okay. I'm trying to find right now. Where is it? Darn, where is it? Oh, my feed went too fast. You know, if I just go here, let me find it. Trevor Noah. There he is, Trevor Noah. What's his freaking, the Daily thing. The Daily, because he just posted, here it is, The Daily Show. Because he has posted on his thing exactly what I was asking my mom about, which is when these SCOTUSes, sounds a lot like scrotums, when these SCOTUSes had their hearings to become the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court Justice, they basically had a huge HR interview. I'm going to add Aaron to the stream. What's good, Aaron?
Hi, Laura.
Hi,
Thank you for letting me join you.
I appreciate it. I'm glad that we're going to have a good conversation on here. I was just saying that I was told my mom how I feel like there should be a repercussion for these life appointed people that lied in their HR interview. Now, Aaron, if you would have lied on an application and HR would have found out, they would have had every right to fire your ass, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when all these SCOTUSes, the three that got appointed by Trump, and even back to Clarence Thomas,
yes,
when they got asked at their confirmation hearings whether or not specifically Roe v. Wade would be in trouble, they all said no. They all said, no, we're going to leave it alone. So they basically lied on their HR application. And I think
they lied under oath.
Under oath, right? So not only did they lie, they perjured themselves. And so that is an actionable offense to me. It would be for anybody else. And we all just people with blood in our veins.
Yes,
they're not above the law. We're not above the law, but they're making laws that they're above.
Yes.
I don't feel that. I'm not with that. How do you feel, Aaron?
I am so upset about this. And I'm a Catholic, and I believe in hopefully people choose life, but I do not, but it is a choice. I believe
Right.
in they choose life. What they are doing is forcing women to give up any right to their body. We're going backwards, and we're going right. All of us are
Yes.
going. They think they're starting with women, but this is not the end.
Right, because most things start with women. I mean, the witch hunt
Yeah.
started with women. You know what I'm saying? When they get to
Uh,
the towns, when they used to rape and pillage. Oh, that's the other thing. All this moral authority that the SCOTUSes are freaking proclaiming in a country that's based off of rape, pillage, and murder. I
yeah.
mean, where were the morals? Where were the morals then? And how are you stacking on those type of morals a moral compass? It doesn't make sense.
And how are we talking about morals right now when we're in a morally corrupt? Everything has to change. We're always
Yes.
talking about that.
Right. Yeah. But all of a sudden, this group of people is deciding that, oh, that's not moral. Please,
Men
no,
are
you lying
choosing
in
for
your
women.
interview is what's not moral because we wouldn't have gave you the job if you weren't a liar face.
Yep.
We would have immediately went to the next person that was on the roster for a Supreme Court so that we could keep some semblance of personal sovereignty. It's
Everything
crazy.
this whole week has
One thing
proven
after
that we are
another.
corrupt.
It's so weird. I told my mom, I was like, look, I said, I used to be like, what does the Supreme Court even rule on? You hardly ever used
Yeah.
to hear about them ruling on anything. And this week they have been so freaking busy
Yes.
lining up their ducks. And actually, part of what we're going to do today is go to congress.gov and see what other laws are on the books being handled and tossed around right now. Because for them to be telling us they're overturning Roe v. Wade, I truly believe is a distraction to some other suspect stuff that could be going on in our face, but they're not telling us. So we
Yeah.
should go to that website,
I mean,
Congress.gov.
this is bad enough. Can you imagine what they're hiding?
Yes, exactly. Exactly, Aaron. What are they hiding? If they're telling us
Yeah.
this, what are they hiding? It's just like when you see roaches. If you see one, you know there's a million other ones. So
Yeah.
what is the other things that they're really messing with that they got us all stirred? Everybody in the world is talking about this right now. So what are they really doing? What are they
Yeah.
really doing? It's scary, Aaron. It's so
It is.
scary.
It's really scary time. I'm
I don't know. I mean, is there any type of recourse for them lying in their interviews? Is there any?
I do wonder that. I think every lawyer we can reach out to, every person we can reach out to, we need to, as women, stand up. We
Yes,
need to be loud. Every state, everybody needs to march on this. This
yes.
is we
Because
cannot
if
let
we
this happen
don't,
to.
then I mean, they start with the women because the women are weak, right?
Yeah.
And if the men aren't protecting women, which they're not, because the men are making these decisions about our bodies, so we're not being protected right now.
No.
Women are under attack by men specifically,
And think
because
how many women are raped a day and don't report it.
yeah,
And now those women, if they get pregnant, have no choice.
they don't have any
They
choice.
lived through hell and now they have no choice.
Right.
You're going to make them live through hell again for another 10, 40 weeks
Yep.
because you don't know what it feels like to be pregnant. How can a man make that decision? You don't know what it feels like.
Right. And they can leave at any time. That's why they have the saying, mommy's baby, daddy's maybe,
Yeah.
because the woman is who gets stuck with it. Like I said, I went on that lead attorney show this morning, and you should have heard the men on there saying, well, it's a woman's choice to open her legs 100%. And I was like, well, if a man says certain things, does certain things in a way, talking you and making you feel like opening your legs is safe with that person,
Yeah.
and then you get in there and they poke a hole in the rubber, or they go to hit it doggy style and they take it off real fast and they
Yeah.
nut in you, then you're pregnant.
Yeah.
But you went in there thinking you were protected. And
Yeah.
then, oh boy, he does something to get you pregnant on purpose. And now you're the criminal? That's not fair. That's not fair.
They have let men off the hook for children for years, and now you're putting it on women even more
Right.
than you have for decades. That
Yes.
they're taking our rights away, and they're going to take more. That's just what I'm afraid of.
Right.
So I'm gonna let you have your thing. I'm gonna go back to your chat. Thank you for letting me
Okay.
chat.
I appreciate you, Erin. Thank you so much for coming up.
Thank you.
So thank you, Erin. That was excellent input. I appreciate that. Now we are going to, let me see if my camera is going to work. I don't know what's wrong with my camera, you guys. Why isn't my camera working? Did I say I didn't want it to? Well, we're just going to have to hear it then. Because there I was. Hi! I'm in my bedroom, you guys. I look crazy. Oh no, I didn't know I was looking that crazy. I'm put this back up like this. Let me tuck that right there. My freaking thingamajig, it won't come on. Didn't want to see you guys to see my unmade bed, but this is important. So here, I'm gonna go in here. Hi y'all. Hey y'all, hey. And we're gonna listen to this.
It's an important precedent of the Supreme Court. By it, I mean Roe v. Wade.
Do you believe it is the settled law of the land?
Roe versus Wade is an important precedent of the Supreme Court.
Can you guys hear that?
No agenda to try to overrule Casey. I have an agenda to stick to the rule of law.
I believe the Constitution protects the right to privacy.
Roe versus Wade.
Do you accept that?
That's the law of the land. I accept the law of the land.
So that was from Trevor Noah's Daily Show last night. You know, he had to get in on it. And it was called the Black Robe Comedy Tour. Okay. Can I hear and see it? Oh, yeah. Hi, Mommy. That's my mommy, you guys. Here, let me see.
As a judge, it is an important precedent of the Supreme Court. By it, I mean Roe v. Wade.
Do you believe it is the settled law of the land?
Roe versus Wade is an important precedent of the Supreme Court.
I have no agenda to try to overrule Casey. I have an agenda to stick to the rule of law.
I believe the Constitution protects the right to privacy.
Roe versus Wade.
Do you accept that?
That's the law of the land. I accept the law of the land.
As a judge,
That's it.
is an
So isn't that crazy? I'm going to go back off camera because I am camera ready. Oh, Aaron said, hi, Carmela Patton. You've raised an amazing daughter. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, I love my mama, y'all. She is so awesome. I love her. She's awesome. So what do you guys think of that? I was asking Carmela. I said, Carmela, not only did they lie in their HR interview, and they should be terminated on that, but what can be done about it? I mean, where is HR for the Supreme Court? Include penalties and punishments for men. Yes, that's another thing Carmela thinks, is that, okay, have your Roe v. Wade. Go ahead, have it. Have Roe v. Wade. But include penalties and punishment for the man. Don't only make a woman a criminal because she needs to make this decision. What about the man that was like, oh, I love you, we're going to get married. So you guys go do the thing. And then he leaves you. And as it turns out, he was already married. But you 15 and have a baby. That's what happened on P Valley. She thought she was the one and he had a wife and she ended up pregnant and she was 15 and her mother made her have that baby. So what about cases like that? And also, you guys, let's go down a rabbit hole for a minute. Okay. So like we said, SCOTUS has been really busy. I was like, what did SCOTUS ever even used to do before this week where they've been overturning? So they said this week that the states are in charge of the states, but then now they're going back and saying that they're in charge of the state's abortion laws. And then they said that if a person wasn't read their Miranda rights, which is usually makes all that evidence in like you can't admit it, unadmissible, then now they overturned it to where if you don't get Mirandized, that you can still get arrested and they don't have to throw out evidence. And then what did they say? That if you get found guilty of a crime and the crime is later proven that you didn't do it, you cannot introduce new evidence to prove your innocence, even if the police framed you, basically. So it's just like they've been really busy undoing stuff, trying to make it harder to prove your innocence, because we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So now let's say you got found guilty, but you're really innocent. They're making it harder for you to prove your innocence. It's crazy. And now they overturn Roe v. Wade. So, like I said, we're going to go over to congress.gov and see what other laws they're overturning, because this is crazy. You know what? I didn't even. Hey, Carmela. Thanks for coming. I love you. Right on. And then look, we got Danny Marie in the house. What's good? What's good? Thank you guys for popping into Larger Curves. All right. So I have so many notes on this, you guys. Okay. So one is that it's a contradiction to not already care for humans totally engaged in life. I mean, outside the fetus, living their life. They're not giving an F about that. They're not trying to do nothing to control guns to protect currently living alive humans. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. And then the Constitution. They're like, oh, well, it's not a constitutional right to have an abortion. So my question is, so the Constitution is the only law of the land? And if that's the case, then there is no constitutional law that says a lot of the stuff that's currently law. So does that mean that we get to not follow any state or federal laws that aren't in the Constitution currently? I mean, they're open up quite the conundrum. It's a Pandora's box of rabbit holing we can go through. Let me see. Personal sovereignty, personal belief, personal accountability, all still equal a woman's right to choose. Put some onus on the men. Aaron, you sent me a picture. Let me see. Is it in the where is it? Is it in Instagram?
Precedent.
Let me see. Let me see. Go back. Cancel. So yeah, I'm looking for the picture here. Oh, there it is. Allegedly messy. Wait, is that right now? Oh, awesome. Okay. I don't know what that. Oh, an IG. Awesome. I'll look for it. I don't see it yet. Oh, I just got a thingamajigget. Let me see. On FemTarot Vero Live. Sorry. No problem, Susie. It's okay. Okay. And then morality. We already said, how is morality, morals, part of a conversation for SCOTUS in a country that's built on pillaging, rape, and murder? But now all of a sudden you have morals and you don't want to murder people anymore. You don't want to do all that anymore. So now it's upset. What else is going on? What about HIPAA laws and privacy? Who's going to be actually reporting this? Well, how is this all going to work? Is there going to be some kind of freaking database where all of this kind of information gets dumped? And what happened to our privacy for our medical records? Because that means somebody's going to have to tell what's in your medical record in order to make you a freaking criminal. Who's going to be in charge of that? What about the Hippocratic Oath? What if it's going to kill you to have this baby? What if it's literally going to kill you? What if it's going to kill you, or you're going to kill yourself from having this baby? What if you're not mentally equipped to have this baby? How can people say, oh, I'm pro-life, but some people shouldn't have kids? What does that even freaking mean? I'm pro-life, but some people shouldn't have kids. So that means that you're pro-choice then, because the people that don't want to have kids should have the choice to not have the kids if they don't want to, without being a criminal. How about we put something on penises that lets us know every time they ejaculate, whether or not that ejaculation ended up in pregnancy, and immediately was that information was uploaded to a database. How about having that information uploaded to a database, that if the little nano that's in the shaft of the penis was able to detect that ejaculation caused fertilization of a zygote, then we can go after the man too, or something. We need to think of something where it's not just on us. Yes, crazy. So crazy. They have to include something about men in order for it to be a full consideration, because I'm not with this attack on women. Being a criminal because of a man's dick, that's basically what just happened. You're a criminal because of a man's dick. Whether or not you got talked out of it, whether or not you willingly participated, whether or not your contraception failed, because there are many women walking around who took the Norplant, who had an IUD in, that were currently on a form of birth control, that had a rubber in place, that had that shield thing, that cup thing up in there. There's 45 methods of birth control, you guys. And a lot of people are responsible, and that still fails. So does that mean that you can have, does you're trying to prevent it? That should count for something. And maybe if you can prove that you were on a contraception and this still happened, then maybe they should give you a pass. How about that? I don't know. Millennials, I told my 22-year-old, Roe v. Wade got overturned, and he said, "What's that?" So millennials don't even really know what's happening, you guys. They don't even know what's happening, so they don't know what they're missing because they don't even know what they had. Millennials said, "What is Roe v. Wade?" That's amazing to me. What else is in my notes? Yeah, we're basically a monarchy. We're in a monarchy ruled by SCOTUS. That's our king and queen. The is SCOTUS. If they're passing down laws like this that can affect everybody and make us all handmaid's tales. Old men deciding what vaginas do while they take blue pills, they got to make it make more sense than that. Yeah. Right? Daniel Marie said, "I had no idea about it until the leak," and she's a millennial. That's what I'm saying. My 22-year-old had no idea that his girlfriend had the luxury of a choice until today. Well, we're in California, so we still got the luxury of a choice. But we'll see what else they're going to take away to punish us for that, though. Some of the rabbit hole I want to go down also has to do with, okay, you make abortion illegal while simultaneously changing laws in a lot of the states where it's taken effect today. Those 13 states that it's taken effect today, the ban on abortion, some of those same states just went through changing laws to make dating and marrying minors legal. So are we going to have all these child moms all of a sudden, forced child moms? They're trying in Tennessee to make the age 12, y'all. It was already 17. They tried to lower the age to 12 to marry the little people of 12 in freaking Tennessee. Girls reach freaking maturity at 12, 11 sometimes. Sometimes girls can start having their periods as early as 10. But to make a law that you can marry a 12-year-old and then have SCOTUS come through and say, "Oh, and now you can't have an abortion." You think 12-year-olds are ready to have babies? You think a 13-year-old should have a baby? You think a 14-year-old should have a baby? You think a 15-year-old should have a baby? Huh? I don't know. My millennial grandson living with his girlfriend just said, "What is Roe v. Wade?" I told you. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Yes. The Lord needs to help. But the right Lord. I'm not sure which one that is anymore, because you're making it okay to date minors, to marry minors. And now in those same states, that minor can't get an abortion. It's just sick. Handmaid's Tale waiting to happen. But I'm gonna end up being a Martha, you guys. I'm premenopausal. If the Handmaid's Tale happens, I'm gonna be a Martha because they won't be able to put me on the bed and hold me down because I'm not bearing no fruit these days. So some people will be safe, but harmed in another way. Here, I'm gonna go on. Let's see. We're going on Congress.gov and see. We'll talk about these other laws that we find that are currently being on the books. Congress .gov/bills is the website that you go to. Legislation. Action on legislation. Let's browse that. Okay, so for June, let's see. Ooh, they have been busy, you guys. Go to the website. Go to the freaking website. I beg you. Do your own research. Do your own research also. The website is called congress.gov bills, and you can browse legislation by date. So let's see. So today is yesterday was the 23rd. And let's see what this one was. Senate agreed on the motion. The bipartisan act is amended. 41 bills with 12 resolutions were introduced on the 23rd of June, 2022, you guys. 41 bills, but they told us about Roe v. Wade. But there are 41 other things they haven't mentioned. What do you think they are? Let's see. To take certain land in the state of California into a trust. To take certain land in San Diego. That sounds interesting. Bridging the Gap for New Americans Act. The Bridging the Gap for New Americans Act. Committee on Health, Education, and Labor and Pensions discharged further consideration to require the Secretary of Labor to conduct a study on the factors affecting employment opportunities for immigrants and refugees with professional credentials obtained in foreign countries. And the bill was passed. So that has everything to do with making sure these Ukrainians can get right to work with their foreign degrees when they get up in this country. But people with degrees in America can't get whatever. I don't have to even do that. We're just looking at what else they pass. Justice and Mental Health Collaboration for the Reauthorization Act. It reauthorizes Justice and Mental Health Collaboration Program. Women's Veterans Appreciation Day. Oh, so okay. So they take away your right to choose, but they give women veterans an appreciation day. That's in here. Oh, they're having a National Pell Grant Day. Congratulating the University of Maryland. That's nothing. That's nothing. Bipartisan Safer Committee Act. The Senate agreed to a motion to concur in the amendment of the House to make committees safer. Let's see what else they have. There is some stuff that got withdrawn. It had 65 nays. Keep Kids Fed Act. Did that get withdrawn? Wow, so much in here, you guys. Please go to Congress. It's called Congress. Can you see that? Congress.gov. And you can see all the bills that they are looking at. Let's go back again. 117th Congress. All of these bills, you guys. Can you see? That's just from the 23rd, you guys. I haven't even got through all of them. And I'm not going to go through all of them. I just want us to be super duper aware of if they're putting this in our face then what are they hiding behind their back? Okay? They really want our panties in a bunch about taking away our right to choose. So, what else are they doing? Okay, so they had a routine proceeding measures induced. 13 bills and 2 resolutions were introduced. Let's see, as follows. 13 bills, you guys. I don't remember voting on 13 bills just now in this primary election. There weren't 13 something on there. There wasn't 13 something on those bills. It was just a lot of vote for me, pick me's. It wasn't 43 bills, 14 bills. I thought we were supposed to vote on stuff before it gets to the place. I might have to go back and watch Schoolhouse Rock, y'all. I'm just a bill, just an average bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Duh, duh, duh. I thought there was a process to this stuff. Okay? I think we're missing steps. Yes, what happens next will only get scarier based on this. Let's see what this summary is. Very scary stuff. Very scary. So I feel like pro-life is beautiful in a pro-life world. If we were in a world that respected all life and everybody's life that's currently living and breathing counted, then by all means, make the ones that aren't here count too. But if you're living in a world where police can gun down unarmed Black people on a daily basis, where freaking the military can go into a country and bomb civilians, innocent civilians, if you're in a country that subscribes to these beliefs and actually leads the charge on going around the planet murdering other alive humans, and then's going to turn around to their citizens and say, oh, you got to keep that baby so we can have more humans to kill. Basically, they want to be able to kill you. They want to be able to kill you. They don't want the woman to be able to do a decision that's right for her life at a time when she feels that it may or may not be a whole human. They would rather force you to have the baby so that they can send your kid, draft your kid to war to go fight in a foreign country where he could possibly get blown to smithereens. They want your kid to have to be here so that when he's walking down the street to the store, he can get assaulted and murdered by a police. They want you to have your kid so he can have to go to school and get holed up in a classroom with 21 armed police officers on the other side that aren't going to do shit to help your kid on the other side of that door. That's what they want. I think you guys can tell I'm a little hyphy with this because it's just a Pandora's box. You got to make it make sense to me. We're either in a world that wasn't built, we're either in a country, rather, that wasn't built on murder, death, kill as a foundation for you to turn around and tell a woman that she can't make a choice that seems like murder, death, kill for her life. They got to make it make sense that the little babies that are alive are living in tents under freaking freeways because our government allows the rent prices to be so freaking high and the hourly pay to be so low that those parents can't afford to live under a roof. But you got to have that baby. You better have that baby. You can't afford to have a roof over your head. The gas is $8 a gallon. There's no chicken. There's no formula. The Pampers are running out, but you better have that damn baby. Yeah, I'm stirred, y'all. I am stirred because this is just the beginning. It always starts with women. They come for us and then they take out the rest. Okay? So next we're going to see something happen to the 1963 Civil Rights Act. that got protections in place for certain people for federally protected classes. That's what they're going to come after next. Mock my words. Mock, mock, mock. My word, my word, my word. What's next? They're taking away a woman's right to choose. What they're going to do next? They're going to stop protecting federally protected classes. It's going to start being it's going to make a difference what you look like, who you lay down with, and all that other stuff. Your marital status, your familial status, your ethnic status, your race status is all next if they already took away the woman's right to choose. But they haven't fully taken it away. Because like Sleepy Joe said, like he who falls off a non-moving bike said, he's going to do all he can to help it protect in the states where it's still legal or whatever he said. Sure you are, Joe. But that's part of why I also think this is a distraction, people. Because a distraction, because it can still be changed. Congress can still vote on this tomorrow and undo what SCOTUS did, supposedly. So this is a full-on distraction from those other 43 bills and resolutions that they're trying to get through just yesterday. If you go to congress.gov.bills, go there, check it out yourself. See what else they're hiding from us. See what else really concerns us. If they're taking away our right to choose, our personal sovereignty, then what's next, people? We just need to all be aware. Just be aware. We don't have to agree, but we have to be aware. And they both start with A. So let's get at it. I really appreciate you guys for listening to this rant. I just had to jump on here and get us thinking about these things. I mean, I just had to say my piece. If men are going to speak on it, then men need to be included. If men are making decisions about it, if men are voting on this, if men are talking about I'm pro-life, it should have been overturned a long time ago, then men need to be included in Roe v. Wade in some way. You're welcome, Aaron D. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, men need to be included in some way, shape, or form. By no means should the onus be put on a woman to be a criminal for doing what's right for her life after some smooth talking man talked her out her panties and promised her the world, and it turned out he already had a whole other world with another family. Or what if the situation just changed where you found out he was a Ted Bundy, but you already carrying his baby, and you decide, oh, well, what are the chances of his genes passing on to this baby? I don't want to birth a Ted Bundy. What if about stuff like that? We have to really be willing to look at the man's part. Yes, a woman opens her legs, but a man sticks it in. Therefore, you're both responsible on some degree. And so the woman should not be the criminal alone in this case. And what about our right to privacy? What about my medical records being my right, my permission, my information is private? Somebody gonna have to tell. They're gonna have to run and tell that. The HIPAA laws are there for a reason. They're supposed to help me with privacy. But this is undoing HIPAA because somebody gonna have to tell that. We really need to stay aware, you guys. Look at what's coming down the pike, because there's going to be more coming. This SCOTUS is busy, and I'm still of the mind that they should be terminated. That's treason. It's treason. You take a public office because you perjured yourself and you got in under perjury. You said you wasn't going to mess with it. You said you weren't going to mess with it. Well, they did kind of say they were going to go with the law of the land. And I guess the law of the land, they decided, is the Constitution. But like I said, if we going off the Constitution, I don't know that there's a traffic fine in the Constitution for me running a red light, but I still got to do that. So all of this picking and choosing what we're doing from the Constitution, but then we leave other stuff that we're not doing that we're overlooking from the Constitution. It's confusing. And our millennials need to get in on this because ultimately it's going to affect their generation. We already got the luxury of getting the choice to choose. That was a luxury, obviously, because it just got snatched away. But these millennials, are they ready to have these babies? Think about having a conversation with millennials. We can't understand half of their acronyms, their BT dubs, their IRLs, their TTYLs. Are they truly prepared for parenting? Or any of us, really? I'm not just singling them out, but it's definitely going to be affecting these millennials. This decision today is affecting the 20-somethings of today. We took out sex education in school. We took it out. It's gone. Bye-bye. We're not teaching about the basic contraceptives and uses and stuff like that in school anymore. Millennials didn't even know what Roe v. Wade was. People aren't really screaming about like other diseases that kept people's dicks in their pants for the half the 80s, when people were getting AIDS and HIV. I don't understand it. Somebody's going to have to make me understand. I wish somebody would jump on this live and help me understand what the hell is going on. Roe v. Wade was overturned today or yesterday, 6/23/2022, after a 1973 ruling that made abortion legal. What's next? My money's on civil rights for Black people, because Black people already ain't got no right, because we need a flag, y'all. We can have a whole other talk about that later. But what's next? Civil rights. And because Black people were nice enough to include women and gays in their Civil Rights Act, it's going to ultimately affect more rights for women and more rights for Black people and LGBTQIAs. Hell in a handbasket. That's where this country is going. With the systems of white supremacy falling and all of the civil rights laws being undone, it's the perfect storm for a revolution. Because people are mad about things. People want to have their voices heard. We just saw those people on January 6th try to start a revolution, you guys. The insurrection was basically a mini revolution attempt. And that was a mini attempt. Now, with them stacking the laws in their favor to go back to constitutional ways, pretty soon it's going to be the North against the South again. And we're going to have to fight about Confederate flags and whatnot. I know I'm taking it everywhere, but that's where this is going. Everywhere. This one thing is not just affecting this one thing. This one thing is ultimately going to affect everything. Because a lot of our laws and rights are based off of non-constitutional ideals. And since this SCOTUS scrotum is going towards the colonialism days, imagine what else was happening during colonialism. Women didn't have rights. Black people were slaves. And old white men in wigs were making all the decisions for the land, while they had multiple wives, multiple boyfriends, multiple kids. Well, they were, but would they want to go back? They want to go back to colonialism? Powdered rigs and lice? They want to go back to rouge on their cheeks and mini heels? Y'all. We do need a new anthem. Aaron D says, we need a new anthem for country. New flag. Yes. Sorry for so many things going down the rabbit hole. Exactly. It's much bigger than we can even freaking imagine. Exactly. at work reading the comments. Exactly. But I promised you guys I was only going to be on here until a good 12:30. I'm coming up on my hour of ranting, and this has been a rant. Ooh, wee. Got me sounding like my grandmother. I can't, y'all. But I hope you smash those buttons on the way out. If you would catch this in the replay, leave a comment down below. How do you feel? How do you feel? What do you think is next? Yes, thank you for popping in, Ebony, while you're at work. I keep telling myself that this country won't go back to Jim Crow or slavery because the white man has learned that profits of diversity and people of color. Yeah, but it will. So angry. Yes, I'm very angry too. That's part of our discernment, women. We have a spirit of discernment, and it's guided by our emotions are a fabulous tool to discern what is right and wrong. And if you're angry about your right to your own womb being taken from you, that is valid. We do need a rant. Thank you, Erin. I appreciate that. She was basically my mod today, you guys. Can we give a shout out to Erin D for being my mod today? Thank you, Erin. Love you. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Carmela. Thank you, Daniel Marie. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Be aware, people. Be aware. Stay vigilant. Do what you need to do in this life to express your light, to shine your talent, to be of service, and to help change this world while we still got time to play together, you guys. Okay? I love you. Okay, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Smash those buttons, smash the like buttons, share the video, leave a comment in the replay. I want to talk about this. We need more like minds talking about similar subjects, because obviously the minds that think women shouldn't be able to choose what the fuck is right for them are talking and having meetings and making laws. So we need to have some other meetings and get our personal sovereignty back up in here. Okay? I love you. Thanks for listening. Peace.